Hello, hello. Welcome back to Tetris Tuesdays at 10:33. Due to some, I don't know, technical difficulties, whatever. We're starting a little bit late this week. So, regardless, gosh, now I don't even know. Like, is the camera, I feel like I'm cheating left here. Whatever, we're going to run with it. Coming in hot this week. But I think we're in luck because there's not much to talk about with Tetris 4D, which was the Tetris that came out for the Sega Dreamcast. I haven't necessarily, like in all of the best of Dreamcast lists out there, I don't think I ever see Tetris 4D pop up necessarily. It was a Japan-only release right at the tail end of 1998, so I can't say this so far. I poked around a little bit. It is, oh, now I know what I'm missing. It is extremely 1998, and I don't think there's anything I can do about it. I usually have one more light right here, so my face is a little bit dark right now. That's what it is, but we can live with it, right? And what I mean by like the most 90s, because 1998, oftentimes we think about anything in the 90s is so 90s, but as the 90s went on, things got progressively more 90s, and this from somebody that was there. So 98, pretty darn 90s at this point. In fact, I want to say, and this will become important, The Matrix had already come out, which to me is pretty peak 90s. It's like just before everybody started wearing the trench coats, and then we get a little bit more edgelordy towards the very end and beginning of the 2000s. So this is like pre-edge. This is just pre-edgelord. This is just pre-edge. No, this is just edge if it's pre-edgelord. Boy, this is all going to come together in the end, you'll see. And especially when we actually look at the things. So maybe we just jump right into that. It's developed by Bulletproof Software, which is why we don't have developed and published. So we don't have much to talk about there because we've talked about Bulletproof Software a lot. I think at this point the rights had reverted back to XLIX, and they had started the Tetris company. Every it seems like game at this point is flirting with the super rotation system, which is the current standard. Whenever a Tetris game comes out, they have to use this rotation standard so that they're all more or less, feel similar in a way. So this Tetris 4D has super rotation system, SRS, without extra orientations and wall kicks. So again, kind of like we're getting there. I don't think they've released or certainly titled the super rotation system yet, but I could be wrong. Either way, this will be the last one for 1998. For 1998, and then we'll get into the 1999s. So, without further ado, we're going to get into some Tetris 4D for the Sega Dreamcast, doing it on RetroArch, which made it relatively painless yet again on my Xbox Series S. And once I too get the audio in my ears here, because it's all about as 90s as could be, top to bottom, audio, graphics, fonts, font treatments. And yes, this is my first Sega Dreamcast game. Never played a Sega Dreamcast, never had one. Wasn't that cool back in the day. Oh, Elorg's still on there. Almost positive the rights had already reverted, because we played that game that I can't remember now that was like, this was the first game after the rights reverted. Elevator. Elevator Games? Is that what that said? Starship? Maybe not. Oh, I should have seen if there was a demo screen. Can I get back? I don't think I can get back to the demo screen. Hold on. It'll be worth it to watch it again. I'll skip past the Dreamcast. Also, I wouldn't mind seeing Elevator Starship again. I don't think it says Elevator Games. I don't have anybody else involved. I don't have a lot on this at all, but see, it's like almost a Prodigy song, right? Nope, just Elevator. Things from the future. Starship. It's also pretty talked about this before, kind of the difference between Tetris on an optical disc versus, cartridge or whatnot. This is definitely an optical disc Tetris. A tradition that proudly began with the CDI, I'll say. It's probably the first time I started talking about it. Oh, maybe there is no demo screen. I mean, after an introduction like that, honestly, why would there be? Hit it! There is a battle mode. I don't know that. Actually, let's see. Can I? 2 players? No, there's no computer. Yeah, so we won't be looking at the battle mode at all today. Oh, that's right. The Dreamcast had the 4 ports, didn't they? That was one of the things. Although the N64 had the 4 ports too. That was one of the things of this generation. Although, yeah, I guess Dreamcast and N64, same generation technically there. So I'll go with beginner, just because that's technically starting on level 0, which is what I do, and see how far it goes. Also because there's no other modes. Like, this is it. So this is what you're gonna get. Oh, but we do need to listen to all the music though. I'll tell you what, I've heard Impact and Zero. Haven't heard Karinka or AK just yet, but let's start at the beginning. Oh, this is a different... Okay, so the backgrounds are random, it seems like. And those are in-game graphics now. So I'm going to guess they move once we get started. No? Doesn't look like they're moving. Wow. Doesn't look like these pieces are moving either all that much. And that is a decision as far as the ghosting goes. That's not even really a ghost piece. That is a ghost column. Okay, this might be too slow. Let's see how fast I can speed it up though. There's not even any info on the Tetris wiki here about leveling up or scoring. So I don't know really what way they're going to do this. That's the most 90s music you've heard out of any Tetris game so far though, right? Like, it's got a real, MTV, maybe even MTV2 feel to it. Some real, Matt Pinford vibes. Is that? I didn't make up that name, right? That was a real person. All right, just Now the line. Oh, that was not what I thought it was. This is hilarious. Okay, it's okay. Here we go. It all comes back now. Tetris! Wow, I kind of can't wait for that ghost column to go away, honestly. It might be hurting me more than it's helping. Or just aesthetically hurting me. I have not leveled up yet, and let's hope it goes to 20. Okay, so 20 lines is the first level. Ooh, boy. Is that going to be 20 lines for every level? I might be here for a bit. This might be a true BPS game. Really likes to draw it out. $30, level 3. Okay, so no. Maybe we're every 10. It's just that first level. No wall kicks, like it says. I mean, even the background looks like a set from an MTV. Those weren't like, I guess they were shows. They probably had a name. I feel like it was just like that was the default set for an MTV at the time. That industrial thing I'm looking at. It's not bad. I certainly have a nostalgia for it. I don't know that it's like sticking in my mind. I mean, the music was, the reason why I'm probably belaboring it is because it was kind of a thing for, you know, the disc-based era, certainly the beginning of it. You know, you got CD quality audio out of it. Composers. It's probably when composers, like video game composers, started coming to the fore. You know, like people started asking and wondering, or they started actually, I don't know, advertising, but at least listing. I don't know. Could be wrong on that one. Could be wrong on a lot of what's going on right now. But I don't know that this soundtrack, you know, it's not like we're not like Wipeout level here where the music transcends. This definitely still sounds like it was meant to be. A bit of a background edition or whatever, however you want to put that. All right. I'm not getting Tetrises. It certainly takes a bit. Shy Abby in the chat. Weird piece colors. Yeah, it's kind of I mean, it goes with the grime for sure. We are dirty this week. It's all part of that. It's grunge is what it is. You know, like when I talk about this game not being any more 90s than it possibly could be, it's about as grunge as anything was in the 90s. The backgrounds remind me of TGM2. Oh, what's the theme? Because now that I'm looking at some TGMs here, I noticed that each TGM does like have kind of a theme or a title or a subtitle. What's TGM2's? Wait, maybe I remember. Absolute I? Is that TGM2? That was a TGM. I don't remember now if it was TGM2. None of this looks good. Absolute Ice TGM4. Wow. I was only off by a couple decades, I guess. I will remember it. When you say what TGM2 was, I'll be like, that's right, I remember. Absolute I is a good title, though. It's no wonder I would remember it. And yeah, you're pointing out, speaking of the pieces, that might be the biggest surprise when it comes to Tetris 4D, is that the 4D is, TGM2 is the absolute, so you're close enough. Oh, okay, maybe, all right. I didn't actually remember that, but that might be why I was getting confused, yeah. But yeah, the whole 4D aspect of Tetris 4D is just 3D. The pieces are in 3D. I don't know what would be 4D about any of this. Except for maybe that ghost column, which I am really just ready to be done with. Probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, here we go. Got another line. TGM3 also features 3D pieces. Oh, kind of like this? Probably better would be my... I feel like I'm being mean to this game already. It's a good game. It's a bare bones Tetris for sure. The 4D gimmick is not a gimmick. This is just... I like the effects, that kind of spin out they do for... I guess each one, so that's what a single does. Maybe a double does something different. Single just fades away. Let's see if I can actually do a double here. Okay, this will be a double. A double falls away like blocks. And then yeah, the triple does kind of that spin thing. So that's cool. Might not have noticed that otherwise. Each thing, each clear does a different animation. Here's the triple animation. Yeah, spins out like that. Oh, we're moving now. Are we in said elevator? Oh boy, okay. Maybe this is the 4D right here. Where are we going? TGM1 also has 3D pieces. Good point. Now did you think about it? I mean, if I am to differentiate what's going on here with Tetris 4D, besides we're headed somewhere in an elevator and I still don't know where, like you can see how they start out, like there is some 3D modeling going on here. I don't remember if there's actual 3D modeling going on with the 3D stuff in TGM or in anything we've played so far. So, like you can tell, it's almost like the 2.5D with some of the games now out there, I think they call it. Well, it doesn't look like we really went anywhere. I think the elevator has stopped moving, and we are just staring at the abyss, which would be an accurate descriptor of what my game board looks like right now. Feeling that I'm not getting enough lines. Eyepieces. There we go. Gonna need to bite the bullet and just... Oh, there's 2 in a row. Just gonna have to do this to get the... Oh, oh no. Well. Well, that was probably a bad idea. Okay, here we go. I'm getting some ground back there. Oh, and we're moving again. We did go somewhere this time. Still in the factory. The background did start moving. Shy Abbey. So I wasn't the first person who thought about an industrial and elevator background. Dang it. Guess not. Glad to know that my elevator blackout idea hasn't already been done. I think we're going to exhaust the elevator ideas with this one. Oh, that's not a great idea. Maybe it was. That's what I was hoping for. Not a bad effect, honestly. I mean, that is actually, I mean, taking advantage of the horsepower for sure, as opposed to, you know, the good old backgrounds that were just designs actually moving. It's pretty Tetris too. You know, Tetris has that habit of sometimes in taking advantage of the new technologies. Like all the VR Tetrises are like this, even Tetris Effect to some extent, where they're just like, yes, it's Tetris, and here's some cool VR effects. You know, like it's not, the pieces aren't even 4D in VR Tetris, let me tell you. Which is fine. You know, Tetris maybe, I mean, I feel like every franchise has an example of this, but, and I would be biased when it comes to Tetris for sure, but I feel like every, like, franchise from this era, like Mega Man or Street Fighter, you know, like when they tried to go 3D, you know, they tried to do their, for me it was N64 version or whatever version of, you know, and it just didn't work out, you know, like they couldn't find a reason or like a legitimate hook. It was just like, well, this is what we've been making, but now it's 3D. You know, nobody really succeeded like Mario 64 did. So Tetris maybe kind of skirted that issue by doing what they did a lot of times like this. I'm like, yeah, we can do some fun things with the background. We can do some things we've never done before that way, but it's not like they've, you know, oh, I guess 3D Tetris on the Virtual Boy is pretty much that, isn't it? That is the one where they literally went 3D with the pieces and tried to create a new game. Shy Abby, keeping the habit of neglecting the secondary rotate button, aren't we? You know me! This one does have one. In fact, yes, this actual Tetris 4D has 2 buttons that are being utilized. Like, it doesn't, like that, look at the Sega Dreamcast controller. They could have come up with something. And we are using only 2 buttons on this thing, besides the directionals, obviously. Tell you what, when things start getting hairy, which is probably the worst time to do it, I'll try and do some otherworldly rotations. Try and go the other way. My controller is vibrating. Did the Dreamcast have vibration? And does this emulator actually know how to do that? That's pretty rare, actually. I guess there was a rumble pack for the N64. Again, a lot of my touchstones are going to be N64 based. I do remember there being a rumble pack for the N64, so yeah, I guess vibrate. Oh, we're going somewhere again! I don't know, I'm a Tekken fan and it's always been a 3D fighter, so... That's true! Oh, well, Tekken I feel like was born of that era, right? Tekken, Virtua Fighter, like those are some of the ones that... It was the franchises that tried to make the leap, you know, like Mortal Kombat is a 2D fighter. Street Fighter as well, you know, I don't know, did Street Fighter have their awkward 3D phase? Nothing's coming to mind. But, you know, like with Street Fighter 4, when they were like, nope, it's a 2D, you know, we'll put in some 2.5D stuff, but the mechanics, once they figured out that 2D was where they sing, you know, like, they're like Virtua Fighter and I mean, they've certainly figured it out eventually. Yeah, Virtua Fighter, Tekken, DOA, obviously, is of that era. Even Mortal Kombat did kind of figure it out eventually, but I would say for this like literal era, like it was an awkward phase for most besides Virtua Fighter and, you know, some of those ones that maybe figured it out in the arcade before the home console. What was the big one for actual Dreamcast too? Soul Calibur? Is that the Dreamcast started doing it? Kong in the chat. Hello. Why is the ghost column still a thing? I mean, I guess we're not going terribly fast yet. That might be why, but... Oh, I should also point out that squish effect going on with the next pieces. Like, that's pretty crazy, right? Except you couldn't sidestep till Tekken 3. Oh, I didn't actually know that. I do feel like that's where a lot of them stumbled, though, because they were like, it's 3D, we need to include something like that. In fact, the sidestep seems like a concession. Like, we can't do full 3D movement on a fighter. That is just ridiculous. And then they're like, well, the sidestep, we can limit it. And that did work. Although I think Mortal Kombat 4 had sidestepping too. It was just a mess, if I remember. Mortal Kombat 4, not the best Mortal Kombat. Shy Abby, you can't break the habit without starting off slow. You will only suffer. Yeah, that's true. You are correct. Right again, Shy Abby. My Tetris coach. I should pay attention. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, here we go. Pure alternate rotations here. Well, these pieces aren't really helping, but... Well, that's not really helping either. Because that's probably not the way to practice either, is just to switch to the other direction all the time. Although I guess it does give me practice that way. I should practice rotating the optimal way, right? For instance, this... Nope, I did it wrong. That's the problem we run into. Okay, this one... Nope, wrong way again. Dang it. Okay, this one... Nope, wrong way. Now I'm just going the literal opposite way every single time. Does this game even have a lock delay? I think so. Let's give it a try. Here we go. Let's give it a try in a better spot. Yeah, a little bit. It's not really signposted real well, maybe. Problem is, nothing's like, I'm sure we'll find out once the pieces actually start moving. I'm still not really to a spot where I'm needing to take advantage of any of that. What am I doing? 233 lines, level 23. Okay, yeah, this is a bulletproof game. I like to drag things out sometimes. Might be a... Already got a late start anyways. Maybe this is just a one Tetris game week. I mean, some of those bulletproof streams from, you know, their computer ports back in the 80s, I guess it would have been, those go over 2 hours. You know, you got like the 3 lives and it goes slow, so it's like what if this game, but when I finally die, it was just like, you lost 1 heart, and then it automatically goes, oh, we're moving again. Oh, where did we go? Shoot, we went to the top of the building. We're out in the city now. I should be paying attention to that. That would be cool if that's like the, if that's the hook. You know, the higher levels, the higher you go in the elevator, you know? Are we going to space? The 90s aren't known for space travel, you know? I feel like Jason didn't go to space until the 2000s, if I'm not mistaken, but there's no reason why this particular elevator. There was, what else? So if you watch the intro screen, what else did it say? Starship, that's what it was. Yeah, so maybe we're going as high as a starship here. Shy Abby, does this game, Tekken 3 also introduced Jim Kazama? That's, oh no! Hey, there's a lock delay for you. The GOAT. I do admit to being sadly ignorant of much of Tekken. You ever watch that Tekken movie? How do Tekken fans feel about that Tekken movie? You know, Mortal Kombat fans, we got pretty good movie in the 90s. That Tekken movie didn't come out in the 90s, but Tekken movie was so bad. Oh, well, there you go. Not even the fans. It's been a while since I've seen it, to be honest. I remember not hating it, but being fully aware that it was like not great. think it was like the competition aspect, you know? It's like watching a bad sports movie. You're like, this movie isn't good, but also they have like the built-in kind of tension of the sport or the comeback or whatever it is. So. We started moving, but we didn't go anywhere. We're just like 316 up here on the roof. It's actually pretty dangerous. Oh, it does. It doesn't seem that useful, though. Yeah, speaking of the lock delay. Oh, no, that was... okay, well... hasn't been that useful yet. Again, maybe when things get hairier, I'll start. But I'm not very good at using it purposefully either. I'm just kind of there. I figured it out that time. Rotated the opposite way at an appropriate time. When stuff gets going quick, I'm definitely going to revert to Mr. One-Way rotation again, though. I'll tell you right now. Ooh, boy. Probably should have put that somewhere else. It's a lot of lines. You know, I don't think I've got any pieces 3 in a row, though. So maybe we've got an adjusted RNG here. Also, my controller's still vibrating. I'm a real no-frills kind of guy. I turn off, like... my default for Tetris from the NES days is I turn off the music. I don't actually play with the music because once it starts going fast, it's too distracting. So I also turn off controller vibrations across the board, usually. Oh, we're in space! We did it! I missed the animation. Did we get in a rocket ship? I have to go back and look at the tape. Probably do this before things get too messy. Oh, almost did it there too. And I saw the line coming, paying attention to the next piece as well. Some next level Tetris play here. Not really rotating well. Oh no! No, this is bad. Yeah, it worked out. That ghost column is never going to go away, is it? Sorry, Shy Abby. I see the chat's coming in, but... That's the real technique I should develop. Chatting. Maybe there's probably a better way. Yeah, maybe I could set up the chat. I use OBS. I know Streamlabs has some overlays. But yeah, maybe I should look at plugins for OBS. Nope. To get the chat overlaid right on the middle of the screen. Maybe I don't love the... Oh boy, that was bad. There's like a squish sound going on. Is that just when I lay a piece down? What is that? Oh boy, there's a robot. It's maybe my favorite game, part of the game. I mean, it's always the treat of any Tetris is whatever the backgrounds decide to do, but I'm getting pretty invested in what's happening up in space now. Okay. Probably should have put that over here. Oh, there's a line too, or an eyepiece. Yep. Oh boy. No, go over. Couldn't make it. Made it. Here's some lock delay for you. What is happening? That was bad. Rotated the opposite way. Oh, dang it. That didn't let me rotate at all. How's that? Oh, go over. Oh, it doesn't let you do it above at all. Okay. I guess I should probably look that up beforehand. Look at that here. $36. Oh, there's a spaceship in the background. Maybe I will continue. Tekken movie was so bad. I wish I could unsee Kazooie with a mustache. Not only did the Tekken movie disregard the entire lore, they turned it into a joke. Why would they turn one of the comic relief characters into a giant meanie, to put it lightly? Why did it even get a sequel? Oh shoot! The Tekken movie got a sequel? Good gosh. I turned off the music in TGM4 because I currently don't have headphones I can use on my PC and the speakers are just not pleasant to listen to. Well, I've had that problem before too, for sure. I mean, it never sounds like I'm playing older games, so it kind of sounds okay through the earbuds here, but I can still use my Bluetooth headphones. Obviously with my phone, though. On my phone, though. This music is getting rather too repetitive, yeah. Even TGM1 had 4 different songs. Yeah, it's kind of strange, especially now that we're into the disc. Uh-oh, did I lose my continue? I did. Well, that solved that problem. I can just do the level up high anyways, right? Yeah, why didn't, especially now that we're in the disc-based era, like, let me loop the songs together or something, you know? Like make a playlist, rather than still just choosing one song that I have to stick with for, how long did that game take? Yeah, 40 minutes, right? UFO jump scare. Okay, so that did come out of nowhere. There wasn't a build-up. That's good to know. I'd ask what kind of rotation system this game uses, but you've told us that you're not really experienced with spins, so yeah, definitely not L, J, Z, or S. I think you've been here for like the 2 entire times I've T-spinned during this series, I think. This has SRS, a super rotation system, without extra orientations or wall kicks, so almost there. I don't think at this point in the game, 98, they had released, actually let's look it up, right? When was SRS a thing? Current Tetris guideline standard for how Tetraminos rotate and what wall kicks they may perform. SRS traces its roots back to 1991. Oh, okay. When BPS introduced 3rd and 4th rotation states for the S, Z, and I Tetraminos in the game. Tetris 2 plus Bombless. 2 years later, the game Tetris Battle Gaiden, BPS altered the spawn orientation of TL and J, so they spawned flat side first. It was not until the 2001 game, okay, that's what I'm thinking of, actually, Tetris Worlds, that the wall kick system was introduced and SRS took its final form. Okay, so we're waiting for Tetris Worlds on that one for PlayStation 2, GameCube, Microsoft, Xbox, Game Boy Advance even, there's a version. So, got a few before SRS kicks in its entirety. I kind of want to, oh, now there's a demo mode. That's weird. Not that it's anything special. I want to at least, like, experience the other songs here. And I was on 30, level 30 something. Do you think that was, I bet it was at least hard. Let's try starting on hard. This is 0. Again, they're all extremely 90s songs. This even has like the yell, you know. Some 90s songs had that like everybody dance now vibe going on. And it didn't start us in space, so I guess that's not going to be a thing. Yeah, this started us at level 30, so kind of right. Just about where we left off. I recently saw a Tetris My Arcade handheld on my local tech store, which is rare for where I live. Tetris My Arcade. That does sound familiar. When did that come out, the My Arcade handheld? I feel like I've looked at it already. Did you get it? Did you buy it? Do you own a Tetris My Arcade handheld now? I honestly don't know the specifics of it or if it would be a good investment. I mean, it's Tetris, so it would be a good investment. That's just given. Would it be a proper investment? Those are the questions that need to be answered by somebody else in my family. Wow, this might be more repetitive than the last one we did. This music. It's pure insanity. I don't know if I would have made it far at all with this music. Okay. It's relatively recent. Oh, okay. Shiabi did not buy it. This music is so bad. Yeah, I think we might have to agree on that one. Let's not continue and see if the music gets better. Oh, I never looked at where I was at. Number 1 on the leaderboard. Oh, number 2 is only 100,000. Okay, well. Probably 35 was probably the number 1 spot before. Let's make it interesting since I'm not going to be here for very long. Expert. Impact, okay. 0, not as good. Let's try Karinka. That sounds very Tetris. I wish you could preview it. I feel like that's gotten out of style now the more we go. Like the ability to just like land on the song and have it play so you can preview it. Maybe that's in the options screen here. Was there an options screen? Whoa. Definitely lock delay. There we go. Yeah, this is a Korbaniki remix then. Or, I think that's how you say it. Oh boy. The delayed auto shift is kind of bonkers now. I don't know if it was always like this and I just wasn't using it, but it is something else right now. Now I feel bad. I should have chosen this song right off the bat. Oh. Yes, made the leaderboard. I'm not gonna enter my name on that one. Let's not continue. That was number 4 on the leaderboard, that little game right there. Yeah, should have used that song. I did a mini T-spin single. Didn't even notice. Probably didn't do it on purpose. At least the continue screen is somewhat good. Yeah, look on the bright side. It is extremely similar to the Snatcher theme from A Hat in Time. Could not have told you that. What if this game uses SRS? Can't you perform kicks while the piece is on the ground? I don't think so. Let's try with the last music selection here. I don't think it was letting me kick off the ground. Let's just do hard. Okay, so this is AK. Oh, well, I don't know. Was that a kick? Yeah, not really. The music just, like, all these songs sound really similar. I think is kind of my main, I mean, besides the ones that just aren't great. And when I say not great, you know, there's not great, and then there's not great for a Tetris game. Okay, we got a little bit of character. I hear it now. But not great for a Tetris game could just mean, like, too short. Because I'm going to hear it over and over and over. Okay, this one's okay. I don't mind this one. It's a little funky. Or it was for a second, and then it just stopped. There it goes, okay. What am I doing? What happened? I don't even know what that was. Although I do feel like it's repeating already. Yep, it's repeating again. Wow, yeah, that's a really small loop. I wonder, what was the footprint on this? It was really only... Okay, it might have been a gig. The actual game file, so maybe that's big already for back in the day, but I feel like extra space was also why you were putting, you know, CD quality audio into these things. I'd say a breakcore song wouldn't fit a Tetris game. I'd also say a breakcore song would fit a Tetris the Grandmaster or Versus Tetris game. Good point. Just not maybe altogether my favorite soundtrack of any given Tetris game. Let's say Tetris 4D, which is decidedly 3D, by the way, still. But a good Tetris game, because they all are, to some extent, right? Scale of 1 to 10, Shy Abbey. Tetris 4D. Maybe an actual 4. D on the scale of 1 to 10. And I don't know what's coming up next week, because I made a point of figuring out what were my 1998 games in a row. Ooh, boy. Okay, so I have... All right, I don't know why I don't keep this set up every time. Oh, maybe I do. Hold on. Nope. Nope. I do. There you go. Nope. So, check out this madness. The next one on the list, technically, here is Kids Tetris. Wait, can you play battle mode, says Shy Abbey. Or is it just multiplayer mode only? It's multiplayer mode only. Sorry, yeah, I checked that out at the beginning just to be sure if there was an AI mode, and there was not. It was just because the Dreamcast was one of those that, very much featured for local ports like the N64. So I need to go through and actually figure out what date these came out so I don't make the same mistake I made in '98. But apparently we're going to play Kids Tetris at some point. That should be exciting. Sega Tetris also on the docket. Looks like a final home port for the Dreamcast of the arcade game, possibly, although I don't remember that monkey from the arcade game. We've got new Tetris, which looks like an N64 game. Maybe by this point I'll have my Analog 3D. To develop HTO, published by Nintendo, like Tetrisphere before it. The new Tetris features, oh, you know what? So I'm going to have to do some extra digging here. Where are the... So those are the official Tetris games, and I think... Why is that not working? Yeah, it's not even on here. Tetrisphere. So the way this talks about it, or where did that go? The new Tetris, the way it talks about Tetrisphere, that may have already happened. So we might have to go back in time for Tetrisphere. How many Tetris games do we have till the next TGM? Oh, Tetris Naomi. Tetris Naomi. Tetris Naomi. Tetris Naomi. Where'd you see that? I don't see that here. Unless that's a weird thing. Your Sega Tetris is the Naomi thing. Okay, gotcha. Yes, that was, you got me. Oh, for the Naomi arcade platform. Fair. Gotcha. Sorry. Didn't read more than 2 lines into that. Next TGM. Tetris the Absolute, the Grandmaster 2, 2000. So only a year away, but it looks like maybe we've got a few 2 months or so if we're going weekly here. So for 98, for the next one, for 99, for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Although it looks like Tetris for the Ericsson T28 does not have a page. Sometimes that means they are harder to get a hold of or emulate, so that might be a no-go. But as far as 99 goes, we're looking at Kids Tetris, Sega Tetris for the Dreamcast, published for the Naomi arcade platform, and Dreamcast home consoles. Oh, okay. So yeah, that'll be a toss-up about which one I do. New Tetris for the N64, Next Tetris for PlayStation and PC. Looks like it has a few different versions too. And Next Tetris DLX. Okay, that's what was mentioned for the PlayStation. So I haven't heard a lot of these actually. How many games? Sega Tetris. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I never saw it. Okay. I'd suggest you should set up Fightcade for TGM2. That's what you told me to do for TGM1. That's right. I got to look into that. Making a note. Fightcade. Because I'm nothing if not thorough. Or I at least like to look stuff up on the internet and learn. Let's turn this off. Since 2 of the modes require a second player. Oh, interesting. Okay. Also, you would probably not be able to play TA Death since it's way too fast even for me. I'm not a master either. Well, as far as degrees of mastering go, you are far and above what I can do, I'm sure. So, oh, went back to the game. So, either way, thanks for hanging out. Good to see you again, Shy Abby. I still try to do my best on TA Death, so you could at least have something to show. Oh yeah, yeah. Why am I not bringing that? That was a motto of sorts for 2025, is I wanted to bring more people into the shows. So, yeah, Shy Abby, we should get you into one of these. I will check out Fightcade. We will see what we can do, and I'll send you a message somewhere. We'll figure it out. Is that something that I can, once I boot it up, it's easy enough to get you in? Or do we need to do some prep on that? Questions you probably shouldn't ask on a live stream and figure out elsewhere. So we'll figure that out. Would love to have Shy Abby on one of these in game fashion, you know, because you've added so much as it is. Some prep is required, I guess. Okay, we'll figure it out. Otherwise, so the channel is maybe a little bit... I'm not on a break at all. That's why I'm here. And you will still see episodes of Cinematic. There should be another one this week. But Chasers is kind of on the back burner while I figure some things out. I think that might become its own channel. So if that's something people are hanging around for, you might have to look elsewhere. I'm toying with doing a live stream over there to begin as kind of a subscription drive. And we'll also open up one of the boxes that I have. So mess around with some ideas, but if it seems like content's low on the channel, especially compared to, you know, the multi-video releases that I'm doing every week here, that's why. So regardless, you can come back on any given Tuesday, and even if I'm not there exactly at 10 o'clock, I will make it, and we can talk about Tetris at the very least, but certainly more of what's going on. So come back next week for one of those, and I guess we've got a good, actually, you know what? While we're here, barring any weirdness with, so release dates on video games aren't super accessible sometimes. Sometimes it's a best guess situation. I don't know if you knew this, back in the day. So if everything goes correctly, Kids Tetris is in October. Sega Naomi is in November. New Tetris is in July. Next Tetris is in January. Oh, okay. So, yeah, January. The next Tetris. So the next Tetris we're going to play, look, I almost missed out on the opportunity to make this joke. The next Tetris we're going to play is the next Tetris for the PlayStation. So PlayStation, Windows, Dreamcast. Oh yeah, so maybe I keep going on the Dreamcast. I don't know, but that's the one we're going to play next week. So we'll see you then. Thank you, everybody.